in the beautiful land of when I get hit with a message, I just have to come share it. I remember when I started podcasting in 2017, 2018, I literally sat in the closet in one of my kids' bedrooms so that it was soundproof because I was so worried that if the doorbell rang or the dogs barked or something happened, that I would then have to stop the recording because everything wasn't perfect. And I think that's when I first started understanding that we get to do these things our own way. And for me, showing up authentically in life, yes, I want the quality sound to be better. And yes, the way that the camera looks is important. But to me, the message is the most important. Sometimes the audios that I record are when I'm out walking with my little headphones. And sometimes it is back in a studio with lots of great lighting. And now my house is all over the place as I'm moving, I'm getting rid of things, I'm cutting down plants. And I just had a conversation that reminded me of one of the most profound lessons that I've ever had. And I want to come share. And it doesn't matter to me that I'm not hair, makeup, all of that jazz. I'm here to deliver a message. And what I will always root in is that the message is the most important, more important than K, sound, any of that. So here's the message that I have for you today. This will be a magic mini unless I ramble on. So let's get into it, okay? I was having a conversation with a beautiful client in my redefined fitness segment of my coaching program. And she was talking about her journey and how she, is on this improvement journey, feeling better journey, but she's always been seen as fit and small. And so her friends that maybe are a little bit larger or are in this menopause, perimenopause world of having all this extraness, extra weight, or, I'm fat, the language that these women are using. And who are you, are saying to their friend, who are you to be on this journey? And why would you do this? And why would you measure that? And, she started to feel really judged and starting to feel, badly to, not have as much weight to lose or any weight to lose, but still have to try to tell people why her desire to change and transform was enough. And that battle in her mind about, do I have enough weight to lose to be in a transformation program? Do I have enough right to say, yes, I'm on the menopause body transformation journey too? And it had me think of a moment in my world. And I said, I know in working with women on and off for 15 years in the body transformation space, that whether somebody is 400 pounds overweight, 300 pounds, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, or 5 pounds under, 110 pounds under, 30 pounds under, whatever, the mind is the same. We're still in our own battle. We have our own stories, our own journey of worthiness, our own things that happened, life that happened, trauma that happened that has us in this space. And this journey of enoughness and belonging and the constant seeking from others to tell us we're enough, which is why the number one thing on my soul that I know I'm here to shift and help women with is to come inside and go within to truly find that joy and happiness and sparkle that you had as a little young one that just loves yourself like nutty, because no validation from anybody is ever going to be enough. And you can lose the 400 pounds and you can gain the 10 pounds and you can get shredded and if you're not happy in your soul, you will not be happy then. And so this conversation of, am I enough and who am I to be doing this, made me think of a story. And as I said it, I remembered how profound it was. And she took it as profound as it is. And so I'm going to share it with you. So in 2019, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And there was quite a long journey of surgeries and sending things away for a month at a time before I knew what was going on. And having this community and support, and now you get put into the sisterhood of breast cancer, and all of these things come at you and all of these different things, and you're looking at this. And so you don't know, right? You don't know. And for the longest time, my brain went to the absolute worst and the absolute most horrific and the absolute scariest. And I was on my knees and did not believe I would make it 4 days till Mother's Day or my eldest son's graduation or my youngest son's grade 8 dance or my daughter's 16th birthday. And I remember just like that feeling. And I'm a pretty positive human. And I remember thinking, oh, this heaviness is what people feel like when they've got whatever it is. And we think there's got to be like, oh, well, if you've done this, then you're allowed this kind of heaviness. And if it's this, then it's allowed. But like, who's the person to judge? I said there's people that have stubbed their toe that are having a harder time with that than I did when I started to tap into my mindset and breast cancer. But inside of this community, there was a lot of things that we could do, right? When you are on a journey, it's why I have a community for my fitness women. I have a community for my mindset I have a community for a lot of my businesses because we've got to be around people that are in a similar thing, right? That's why it's so important. So I was invited to a yoga. It was a yoga downtown Toronto. And so I packed up my backpack and my yoga mat and I took the train down to Toronto and I was going to a breast cancer, whatever the group was called. I can't remember what it was, but a breast cancer community. And so you had to get a ticket, obviously, to get to this yoga class. And I remember buying the ticket. And so you put your name in and then it said level of cancer, stage of cancer. And it had a drop down. And I was very blessed to have caught my cancer at one little bit over 1. And I literally remember looking at the drop down and clicking it and thinking, do I have enough cancer to go? Should I be there with this much cancer? And I thought, there's going to be women there with stage 3 cancer and stage 4 cancer. There's going to be women there that don't have hair. And I don't know what my outcome is, but I've got a lot of hair. And am I going to be worthy enough to go to a breast cancer thriver yoga class because I might not have enough cancer? And so just sit with that for a second to understand that we all have this experience. Am I enough of this? Have I got enough of this? Am I good enough there? And the journey is to understand and hear those thoughts, but know that we get to anoint ourselves as enough. But I just want to remind you that when those thoughts happen to you, that number 1, they're normal. And number 2, you really get to see that that's your inner critic and you get to love on her and you get to understand that you are worthy and you are amazing and your unique journey and your weight or your diagnosis or your this or your that has been gifted to you. Yes, gifted. And everybody else has their own. And if we can really understand that judging and giving love and trumping, I've got more, is just a way that we all kind of naturally battle around. But the real thing is we're all human beings on this earth having an experience, and we all belong, and we all get to have our own journey, and we are all enough. And when you have that feeling, just remind yourself that you are enough and it is your journey, and you can send out love and light to you and to them, and they will receive it or not, but you get to have your experience and your journey. Remember that, truly.